Welcome to Geeks Corner. I'm Mr. DAPs.
I'm Katie.
West Indian lilac, while poisonous to most dinosaurs, was not actually found in the remains of the Triceratops that was sick.
I'm sorry, what?
Go on.
And I'm Cameron.
Wait, what?
That made no sense.
I'm so sorry, what?
Please keep going.
Sure. If you'd like to figure out what I was just talking about, or anything that we're talking about at all, join the conversation by using the hashtag Geeks Corner on the Twitters or whatever social platform you like, although Twitter's the only one we'd see, so stick to that. Hashtag Geeks Corner, talk to us, we might talk back at you.
Might.
Probably will, actually.
Probably.
So
We like
this...
having friends.
We what?
We like having friends.
Oh, we like
Why
having
I'm
friends.
doing the show. I mean,
I wasn't
Free
sure.
friends.
free friends.
For free friends? That's the only reason we do the
Free friends.
show? Free
Yeah.
friends.
Into that.
Okay. This last weekend, Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout opened along with Summer of Heroes, so everybody is heroing up, which we should talk about, but I don't actually know what that means.
I prefer heroing up. I like that better. It makes more sense to me.
Well, they say to hero up, so once you've already started to hero up, wouldn't you be heroing?
Welcome to English class taught by Mr. Daps.
There's going to be a lot of Oxford commas. Get ready.
Could you tell me if I'm wrong?
You are not wrong.
Okay, so now that we're all heroing up, we thought we would we thought we would talk about the last few days at the Disneyland Resort. Started with the summer media event that Marie and I went to on Thursday night.
We are in this, yes.
It was great fun. We went on the attraction. We got to see a bunch of the different things going on, and then wait till 11 o'clock at night where we started doing interviews.
Yes.
Which is the best time of night to do interviews, but they actually turned out really good, despite me being insanely tired. I think pretty much everything we saw, we have now all experienced. So let's go straight into Guardians of the Galaxy
Yes.
Mission Breakout.
Let's do
Why
that.
don't you start talking about yesterday morning? Was that yesterday morning?
That was yesterday.
That was yesterday morning.
Oh, goodness.
It's been a long couple days, folks.
Oh, that hurt.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know what day it is anymore. Who are you?
I'm Jean Valjean. Anyway,
Nobody
Guardians of the
laughs.
Galaxy Mission Breakout is a wonderful thing that we should talk about right now. We've all been on it. We all reference tomorrow. We all reference yesterday because we all went on it yesterday, and we got up very early to
Like,
do so.
Too early.
Far too early.
Was it?
And pro tip, before we get into it too much more, if you want to go on it in the near future without waiting several hours, you probably need to go first thing in the morning.
Mm-hmm. And even then, you still get to wait a couple.
Yeah, we waited 2:45 in total.
2 hours and 45 minutes in total.
8:15, park opened at 9.
And somehow we got in
11.
right at 11.
Yeah, which is pretty good for right now.
So let's
Yeah.
start with getting at 8:15. Let's do that first, 8:15 to 9 o'clock. How was that?
Standing. We were mostly in the lead-up street of Hollywoodland for that time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'm going to take the opportunity now to throw out a kudos to the team, the cast members at California Adventure. Fantastically organized for an opening weekend.
Mhm.
It's insane to try to think of the amount of people that have gone through this attraction already. And even though people are waiting 5 or 6 hours, it feels really contained. And we felt that while we were there. Everything was very organized on the street. People were not affected from going into the rest of the park. So it was very wonderfully done. Other than that, we had a nice time. We were with a big group of friends, so time passed quickly.
So talk about where the queue went.
We started, I think the first of us got in line when it was on Buena Vista Street, which went pretty quickly.
Mhm.
Carried into Hollywoodland. The queue wrapped along the left side of that street, and then went into the Hyperion queue area.
Which was really interesting.
Yeah, and
Because it was backwards.
It was just a big switchback. If you ever played the game Snake, where it eats the thing, but eventually you'll fill the entire screen, that's what we felt like.
Mm-hmm.
It just, and then you exit and you go back over to the attraction. We got fortunate enough to get stopped just before crossing the street because the dance party was happening at that time. And
Which was perfect.
yeah, it was great. We got to watch the whole thing, and it's really, really cool because they actually stopped the line. The show happens, there's a big crowd of people right in front of you, but as soon as the crowd clears enough, you're able to continue, and you haven't lost any space, but it keeps the whole area very, very safe.
Mm-hmm. Then
we get into the attraction itself, and I think
Yes.
Katie should freak out about that.
okay, go ahead, Katie.
And then you get in the attraction itself, and everything's magical, and it's everything you dreamed it would be, and you almost cry like 6 times.
Almost.
Almost.
I didn't cry yesterday.
Mm.
I didn't. I didn't.
Mm.
I didn't. I did a lot of jumping up and down.
She did do that.
That is
Yeah.
true.
And I went, ee! A lot.
She did.
But zero. Well, maybe when we got on the ride, I might have been crying. I can't.
It's possible.
No confirmation. But without giving away too much, because I think a lot of it needs to be experienced in person. I mean, I feel like everyone's seen. Is it Cosmodog?
Cosmo, yes.
Cosmo. Mm-hmm. Everyone's seen Cosmo. I think that's super cool. But there's so many hidden Easter eggs within that first collector's palace entryway that you could go the next 5 more times. You'd still be turning around.
When I went through there during the media event, and I was having fun looking at the stuff, but they were still like, "Hey, it's open. Come into the next room," and kind of were. I'm not gonna say they were rushing us, but they were encouraging us because they were excited and we were excited, so you didn't stop as much as we could have. Mm-hmm. And then, I thought going in the standby queue would be a whole lot slower, but I still couldn't take pictures fast enough to get everything I wanted and see everything I wanted going through, especially that opening
video thing.
Well, and what is it, a gallery kind of a thing? That first.
Yeah, the opening display.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, should we say a little bit of the highlights that are in that room, or do we
absolutely
not want to give spoilers?
I don't think that's too spoilery. We're talking
so
about
Figment's in that room, and it's amazing.
Figment.
And Stanley.
Yeah, Stanley makes a cameo in the video in true Marvel
I wasn't going to
fashion.
say where he was. I was going to make people find him. But
Find him in the video.
too late
Stuck
now.
in the cage, locked away.
He's just there all the time now.
It's one way to keep him around.
All his cameos in future Marvel movies have to be from
Hey!
Ivanka.
I'm still here! But the details in that room alone are so good. The aging on the patina of the building, which makes it look worn but still futuristic.
Mm-hmm.
The different features that they have, some of which are referencing pretty much everything from Avengers to Captain America to Thor to stuff you would not expect them to be pulling
Speaking
from.
of Avengers,
Yes.
outside, there is a lid or a what would you call that?
Hatch.
A hatch.
Hatch is a good
That's
word.
a good word. That has the Avengers logo on the top of it, and apparently was being guarded by 2 agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. at one point.
Referring to it as the incident. They're also folks
The
in
incident.
hazmat suits, from what I understand.
So we'd love to hear what you think that means.
Yes.
Do you have a theory?
Yes, I do.
You want to share it?
Not really.
Okay. You want to flesh it out a little bit
I
more?
want to hear a little bit more from other people's thoughts without influencing
And then I think
them.
you should do an article on it this week, and we'll
Probably
talk
should.
about it next
I probably
week.
should. That's his very sly way of making sure I write things this week. It's good.
Yeah, you got another one coming
I do.
too. It'll be great. So then we go through that opening gallery room, see the first video, and we get into the collector's office,
Yes.
which is packed full of artifacts.
Yes, and we saw one that made me very happy. It was just out
Only
of the corner
one?
of eye. Well, the one specifically that we were in there.
Oh, yeah.
That we saw just as we were
That was
in
cool.
the room. I looked up over my right shoulder and it's like, there's a Hydra gun up there. Trying to figure out how the collector got a Hydra gun, which makes me very, very happy that they would include that. And the noise that came out of Mr. DAPs, and I don't want to embarrass him too much, but it was kind of a high-pitched squeak ooh. It was, whoo! And then he went for
Pretty much
pictures.
what I was doing the
Yeah.
entire time.
It was the first time I heard it out of him. It was pretty neat.
I was trying to sound like Jenny.
But there's so much cool stuff in there, and without giving too much away.
And some really nice odes to what was there before.
Yes, very much so.
But yeah, so then we start seeing a video by the collector, and that's when things really get interesting. That's where we can say what happens there,
at
right?
this
Rocket
point-
Raccoon shows up.
Yeah.
Everybody's seen the video. It's everywhere.
More pictures.
What did you guys think of Rocket?
That's one of the coolest animatronics I've seen. It still didn't feel. I'll give it. It had the slightest edge of Uncanny Valley. I mean, just a little bit, but I think that's almost impossible to get away from. But for being a genetically altered raccoon thing that is very specifically represented in the movie, it felt just like the movie one. So it was cool.
We got an interesting comment here from Jason who says, "I'm looking forward to the documentation and the catalog of all the stuff like Indie. There's also, you can already translate all of the words
Yes.
on there, and I know a couple people who have, and were telling me what different things on the walls mean, and it kind of went. There was so much thrown at me at one point. I don't actually have anything I can pull specifically, but I was sitting there going, "Oh, that's really odd." Like they went and deciphered the code, which was really impressive.
Here's my AT&T translator code.
Yeah, you need a little card, right?
Yeah, they did this without that. They just figured out that this means that from a certain place in the attraction where they had both the other language and English above and below each other.
Insane.
Yeah, and then they figured out the entire alphabet and figured what all of the other things are
And it
meaning.
speaks so highly to this assumption of storytelling and allowing the person experiencing it to figure out a lot of these elements on their own. It's very much what the Marvel Universe has been doing in the films
And TV shows.
And it's just, I like that they're carrying that tradition on to the rides.
Absolutely. So we get through the office. We basically are told what the mission's going to be. And then we go through another section where there's a lot of cool things going on that's dark. And it used to be the boiler room, and now it's a new boiler room that's part of the fortress, I guess, huh?
Mm-hmm.
And then we get on the ride, and there's 6 different songs that you can catch throughout the attraction.
So
Cameron and I have had the very good fortune of getting the exact same one each time.
Yeah.
And so we really like...
Which you called 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
You said, I
So it's your
predict that I'm
fault.
going to get the same song, and I'm just going to get increasingly more angry.
So we really love Hit Me With Your Best Shot.
Pat Benatar, you're awesome, but
It was fun. Like, I actually... It's fun. I just want to see the other ones.
yeah, I agree.
You go ahead. What was your first thought of this?
I had already seen the YouTube video that we put up on DAPs Magic of the media event, and it was Hit Me With Your Best Shot, but still, when the music changes over, I went... and I just so... Sorry, I freaked out Nana. My squeal was that high-pitched. I was just so excited because there's something about that music combined with Guardians that's so good. So, I'm so happy.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if there's a little tidbit that Cameron threw at us in line. That was the music that represents everything else but the Terrans is all very boring. And it's all very one note, and it's...
How'd you describe it? The music from Epcot is what you compared it to, right?
Well,
Future World.
some of
Future
Future World, it
Yeah.
felt like, where it was kind of that nondescript, futuristic sounding, and you don't actually know what it is. But in this case, whereas Future World, you can pick up a tune, here it was just like random whatever.
And that's something that's so good that it's not spelled out, and it's again left to the person who's consuming it to figure out that the reason the music stands out, and it's great storytelling on their part, the music that Star-Lord brings in with this cassette player is so different than anything else in the rest of the galaxy, that like everything else is boring and flat and one note, and that's why it's such a huge transition when that happens.
So if you give the attraction a grade, actually we'll do, how many hat tips out of 5 would you give it?
Oh,
Are we allowed to use fractal hat tips?
Yeah, you can do a 3.5.
frozen
Or,
fractals all around.
what would you give it?
4.5.
4.5?
Yep.
5,000.
5 would be a perfect attraction. 1 would be
What is
a
the
bus.
attraction? I was
I
trying
don't
to think,
know.
what attraction do you want to throw under the bus right there?
I have some ideas. I'm brutal. 4.89.
Okay.
Because
4.89. Could you be any more precise?
I'm a very precise person.
Okay.
I'm picturing that hat tip, by the way. Nope, too far. I'm so sorry. Let me
Oh,
try that again.
man. Yeah.
That was not an 8-9 hat tip. Because there's always room for something better.
Okay. And what would you compare it to?
A summer's day.
I'm disgusted.
That was brilliant.
Thank you.
No, it wasn't.
Thank you.
I know I'm asking the questions that's going to get people in trouble, but that's why I'm asking
I'm
it.
going to make the dangerous comparison.
Please do.
It's, you know what I'm going to say already.
I do.
Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
It's not as immersive from
We're going to
top
get
to
lots
bottom.
of flack for this, by the way.
I know.
But that's okay.
Bring it. Hashtag Geeks Corner.
Yeah, please. Katie Bear 13, do you want to at me? At me. I'm not afraid. I'm not.
Go to
I
the
feel like we
dictionary,
need
look up
Yoda at
Anna.
this point. Don't we need Yoda right there? You will be. You will be. All right, go ahead.
Top to bottom, Indiana Jones is like a 4.97 perfect, almost perfect attraction.
So almost a...
When it works.
When it works. But that is by far, you can read an article that I wrote about this at dapsmatter.com, one of the most immersive experiences that you could ever hope to have at the Disneyland Resort. Mission Breakout does not have that from start to finish. It really starts once you get inside.
Yep.
And when you get inside, it is unlike anything. It's unreal. But it doesn't have that outside. Which is why Indiana Jones is that 0.8 step above what I gave Mission Breakout. But That's
Now-
my dangerous.
And I'm gonna say to add to that, casting makes all the difference in the world for me.
Totally.
Yep.
Because I wouldn't put it as close except for one thing, and that is some of the vocal casting choices in Indiana Jones aren't quite as accurate as the vocal casting choices in Mission Breakout.
And visual representation. of Mission
And
Breakout.
visual representation. And because of that excellence in Mission Breakout, and what was excellent at one time that hasn't been updated, and I'm assuming it's just because of where rights and things were at any given time. I think it does give Mission Breakout a little bit of a leg up that Indiana Jones doesn't have, even though you're completely right from beginning of entering the queue to when you leave. Indiana Jones is a phenomenally fantastic immersive attraction.
I'm going to side with Katie on this one. I'm going to give the slight edge to Indiana Jones.
Yep, I agree.
Too. It just...
But I think that's why they're so close.
Yeah,
is
they're
because
super close. We're splitting hairs on this
Yep.
one, but I think Indiana Jones is still the standard for immersion and attraction, at least in Disney. I think the only thing outside of it comes close is the Forbidden Journey.
Yeah,
at
I was gonna
Universal.
say.
Wait, what about Spaceship Earth?
You're cute. But yeah,
You're pretty.
Forbidden Journey comes. Honestly,
That's its own. We can't bring that into here.
That's apples to oranges.
That's something else.
That's
I could talk for
beautiful
hours
immersion,
about that.
but yeah, Breakout does a very, very, very good job of getting you in the feel of the ride.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so the line was ridiculously long. Very quick plug on the article else you're writing this week.
And I'd love to hear your ideas as I finish this up. I want to talk a little bit about folks' experiences while waiting in line, both what they can do to shorten it, if really that's your goal, but once you're in line, what you can actually do to enjoy the experience of being in line. For some of them, like Indiana Jones or Mission Breakout, it's kind of spelled out for you. But even some of the ones that are a little bit less immersive, what you can do, what you can bring with you, what maybe you shouldn't bring with you.
Bad attitude.
Bad attitude, for starters.
I'm sassy tonight.
Apparently.
Where did that come
But yeah,
from?
I'd love to hear your thoughts. # Geeks Corner. Tell me a little bit about some of your favorite things to do while you're waiting for an attraction, whether that's just occupying time or the things you actually really enjoy, because that's what I want to get at.
Very cool. I think we should mention at this point that we have a certain father of one of our cast members who is tweeting at us, and he says, "Not sure there is anything better than Indiana Jones." # Geeks Corner.
Is that my dad?
That was your dad.
My dad uses Twitter!
Hi, Clay. Big fan. Big fan.
At this point, I think, Roger, do you have a meme set for us? We've been having an exciting week this week, and we've got our friend William down, and you're going to see a non-DAPs looking Mr. DAPs, and let's just show what happens. This is what happens when you invite Bacon Man over to your house, and the experience was so intense, he broke your chair. That's what happens, Bacon Man.
Can I just say, for the record, that I was in person for this experience, and it was...
Happy
I don't know
Memorial
if
Day.
it could have been done better. I really don't. Because
You don't realize how strong he is.
The power of bacon!
The power of bacon is
That's
ridiculous.
the power.
it's the power of bacon. Kevin Bacon, specifically.
Okay.
Kevin Bacon Man?
That's the crossover we need.
Not the one we deserve.
Kevin Bacon
I'm
Man.
just picturing Bacon Man doing the dance from Dirty Dancing. Like, that's all I'm seeing now.
Maybe someday we can do a video of that.
Yep.
That would be great.
Done.
That video needs to happen. So there's other things to do around Summers of Hero. There's a ton of food that you can
Sorry, was that
check
multiple
out.
summers for one hero? I just want to...
Summer of Heroes.
Heroing up.
That's what it is. I don't know.
One hero up.
There's a ton of food. I learned how to make a falafel.
I'm so jealous.
Yeah, and they let me wear an apron that said Disneyland,
My
which was kind
aprons
of
aren't
cool.
that cool. I'm jealous.
My aprons are also not that cool.
I got to wear a Disneyland apron. I don't know what to say about your aprons. I'm sorry. I know what I'm getting you for your birthdays.
Well, I have other aprons that say Coffee Master because I'm special.
But you wanted a cool
And I
one.
have other aprons that say, I don't have aprons.
So there's a lot of food there. Everything I tasted was good, but I'm not the big food reviewer, so hopefully we'll have some reviews coming later this summer from Hint, our food reviewer sitting in the front row, Ronnie, and so that means we might get food reviews. Also, speaking of reviews, another reviewer that's part of our team, Sarah, who's over in Phoenix, just saw Wonder Woman. And I just got an ecstatic text from her, so you'll be seeing a review of that coming up as well.
I'm so excited we're doing some DC, and DC's
you
doing
can
good things.
also read a review of the Guardians press event from Murray that went up a few days ago. We're just reviewing everything. right now.
Reviews!
And we should have Beauty and the Beast and Bambi coming up soon, too. So we've just got reviews coming out. So hopefully you like what we review and how we do it.
And then I'll review their reviews and get back to you.
Oh, meta reviews.
And then also, while we're speaking of reviews, every Tuesday night, just at about 11:30, we put up hashtag Geeks Corner ST, which stands for Star Trek reviews that Katie has been doing on her first time through all of the original series of Star Trek.
Which I would like to point out today that my manager was making fun of what the various partners at Starbucks do on Instagram. He goes, Katie just does Star Trek and Disney and pictures of herself. And I was like, that's
Actually your Instagram. That's great. And then there's a bunch of heroic adventures you can do for the Summer of Heroes that include learning how to become an Avenger, meeting Black Widow, meeting Captain America, Spider-Man, all sorts of things like that. Have you guys gotten a chance to see the Avengers Initiative training thing?
The thing with the shields. And the,
Yeah, we get to become an Avenger, a mini Avenger, but we can't because
I was
we're
gonna
too
say,
old.
We can't do it.
That's
That's
Very
a problem.
disappointing. But I got to interview Captain America, which was kind of cool.
You did.
Yes.
That's fantastic.
He crashed my interview. It was amazing.
Oh,
So what do you guys think about all this stuff?
it's fun. I really enjoyed, and I didn't think I was going to.
And the awesome dance-off. Let's throw that in too.
There's a cool thing where you can find out your heroic trait that I really enjoyed.
And let's not say what you got until
No.
we've all... Yeah.
Will not mention. But it was fun. It reminded me a little bit of some of the things they had in Tomorrowland for...
Yeah.
Star Wars?
No, for, what am I thinking of? Interventions. Interventions is what I'm thinking of.
I thought you were going to say, what was the old one, Roger? That was the game you would play in the parks and you'd go from place to place. VMK,
That
Virtual
was
Magic
my-
Kingdom. That's what it was. Which actually, DAPs had a version of that before that called the No Name Game, which is probably why VMK became so big, is because we marketed it terribly. Anyway, keep going.
My only official day in the parks so far was Friday, which Summer of Heroes had not officially started because it was lovely Veronica's 21st birthday, and I just wanted to...
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. But we got to see Hawkeye trying to teach a reporter fighting in Spanish.
That would be fun to see.
Because they had a translator, but Hawkeye...
So was that a battle of, like, a war of words, or was it a...
It was so interesting to watch because it was like Hawkeye just kind of looking uncomfortable with like his person. He's like, first position. And like somebody would look at each other like, primero posición! And it was amazing. And I loved every second of it.
We should do an episode like that for Geeks Corner where it's translated.
We all just take long
We need to
pauses
find a
and stare at each
translator,
other.
but...
Can we do it like the UN does, where there's that little dude who appears in the bubble?
Yeah, that would be fun. Maybe we could have...
You all watch UN sessions, right?
You know
It's just like C-SPAN. It's so exciting.
Yes.
It's riveting.
You can have me coffee.
Same.
Oh, should we all drink coffee and be
We should.
awkward? Yeah, 1, 2, 3. It's good.
A triple sip.
It's so good. Yeah.
I scored. That's going to be an awesome screenshot.
That's my coffee
I'm
now.
glad.
Hi, sweet girl.
So what is your absolute favorite part of all of the atmosphere activities of Summer of Heroes?
Ooh.
Leonard.
I'm gonna give it to the dance off. I wasn't expecting that to be, but that was actually kind of adorable and really entertaining.
Okay.
Brought in the people, plus the guest stars that come in.
I have to agree. I actually found myself earlier watching a video while I was getting ready of the dance-off, because I was also told to watch it, but...
Preparation is a good thing.
Well, you told me to watch it yesterday, and I watched it today, so...
That's okay.
But, I just found myself watching, because it's a lot of fun. Like, great fun had by all.
So dance off. Everybody agrees dance off is the best thing.
Of
I
the
think.
atmosphere things,
I actually think it's the best thing because you've got Star-Lord and Gamora, and then the end is Groot shows up, and like it's everything everybody wants. Everybody knows this by now. I'm sorry.
I didn't
Spoilers,
know.
belated spoilers. But no, I think it's a
spoilers.
pretty perfect
It's good.
Guardians show, and I think that's really what's been great about this whole thing is it's really bringing the world of Marvel to life in an immersive way that just makes sense, and really with how, like, you think this is for 3 months or whatever, and how good it turned out for kind of just a layover, or what do they call it, overlay.
Yeah.
And it's not a layover; those aren't so fun. But but you think of how good this is. Imagine what it will be like when Star Wars themed lands open in 2 years.
More so than that, there were 6-hour waits for this, and this was one attraction.
And this attraction already existed.
Like, you know not the power of the Star Wars. This is going to break a corner of the park off.
Yeah,
Like,
And
It's gonna be
I'll
amazing.
love it.
Speaking of amazing things, we're not going to end the show without being amazing, right? Or awesome.
I
Is
would
that?
hope not.
Let's be awesome at the end of the
Geektastic.
show. Geektastic. Yeah, we have that written on the back of the wall. So at this point, I'm going to kick Cameron out of his chair
I'm kicked out of my chair.
because everybody likes to see Cameron move. Oh, this just got awkward. And people also like, for some reason, when I pull a keytar onto the show.
Yay, guitar!
We got a little bit of reaction there. And maybe I'll pull in a guest musician because we just have them sitting around randomly.
Can I have this egg?
What?
Yeah, you want an egg? Have an egg. It's not Easter, but you can still have an egg.
Oh, it's not these.
And nope, not Easter
It's
anymore.
always Easter in our hearts.
Oh, it works even.
That's good.
That's a different song, isn't it?
What are we doing?
I have no idea.
Just go.
Let's,
2, 3, 4.
Fuga chaka, fuga, fuga.
Oh yeah, I got this one too.
Girl, you just don't realize what you do to me when you geek out with me. Oh yeah, you let me know
Scared the dog.
everything's alright. 'Cause I'm geeking out. I'm believing that you're a geek with me. Guardians of the Galaxy, we're just hoping that the park. Let's go have a rocket, breathe again. Oh yeah, all the Disney geeks want to ride the ride.
That's for sure.
We all want to see Harold the Snowman. All the good things when we're on the ride, up and down the road. Don't get sick on me, 'cause I'm geeking out. I'm high on believing that you're a geek with me. We're good when we're on the ride, up and down, girl. Yeah, don't get sick on me.
Please don't.
I'm geeking out. I'm high on believing that you're a geek with me. I'm geeking out. I'm high on believing that you're a geek with me.
And that's about all the time we have for you this week.
If you'd like to learn more about the ridiculousness that is this show, join us on the geekscorner.com to see more of this.
If you'd like to read more of our many opinions we've expressed tonight, and our articles and our thoughts and other videos, go check them out at dapsmagic.com.
And make sure to find us on social media. We're Geeks Corner and then all of our names. And you can find us just about anywhere. But just go to dapsmagic.com. That's all the time we have for this week. So we will see you around the corner.
visions, but only illusions. And rainbows have nothing to hide. So we've been told, and some choose to believe it. But I know they're wrong, wait and see. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. You said that every wish will be heard and answered when you wished on the morning star. Somebody thought of that, and someone believed him. Look what it's done so far. What's so amazing that keeps us stargazing? What do you think we might see? Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. All of us under its spell, we know that it's probably magic. Have you been half asleep? Then have you heard voices? I've heard them calling my name. Are these the sweet sounds that call the young sailors? I think they're calling my name. I'm better than this, I promise. I've heard it too many times. If I can find the right chord. I've heard it too many times to ignore it. It's something that I'm supposed to be. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. Da, 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 dee, da, da, doo. Da, 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 doo.
Bacon Man, everybody. Sweet, we're clear.
Promise I'm
See,
not
I told you
that
you
bad.
wouldn't freak out.
I did not freak out. Good job.
I freaked out that I missed that many chords.
I freaked out as well.
Honestly, what the
As long
heck?
as Jenny freaked out.
Oh.
It's okay.
William, we practiced.
I did practice, and
I told you you could use my iPad for a bigger screen. To
I
look
mean,
at.
It's the key change.
Yeah, but you guys, it was.
Can we do a reprise?